So hi guys, my name is Izzy. I'm a sporadic YouTuber. I am here to do my January wrap up. I did record this already, but then I started editing and I hated every second of it. Alright, so in January I read 19 books, I believe. I don't remember how many pages that is. I think it's like 6,000 pages maybe. I looked at the stats for January very quickly and then I kind of just moved on with my life. So anyway, let's dive in. So the first book I read in January was Knowing the Ogre's Heart, another Leon Riley book. Leon, why do I say Leon? It's Leon, right? Leon? Leon. It's probably Leon, isn't it? I only read every single one of her books, but this one was just as good as all the others. I absolutely love this series. I can't get enough of them. They're just delightful. Yeah, this one was like friends to lovers and just really cute and sweet. And I loved it. Next, I read The Magic You Make by Jason June. This is the sequel to The Spells We Cast. A lot of Swiftie references, but I don't usually get them because I'm not a Swiftie. But I still really love this series. It's magical. It's like soulmates. It's a male-male romance. It's YA. It's just, it was really good. It was a really good duology. Next, we have Married to the Devil by Lillian Lark. I do read the majority of the books in this series as well. I think I've read all of them. The only problem I have with this book is it's an adult romance. It's a monster romance. It is a male, female, male romance, or male, male, female. I think it matters how you put the letters. Everybody's doing everybody. It's a throuple relationship. But the cover doesn't give that to me because the cover only has the gargoyle and her on it, the love interest, the female love interest. It doesn't have the extra, the demon that's also involved in that circle, which was kind of a surprise. But that's the only gripe I have with this book, is I wish the cover would have detail that out a little bit better, mostly because I just want to see him. We have The Selkie Santa and The Wolf Professor. These are both books by Lilith Stone. I read everything she writes for the most part at this point. I really like this series. They're just, I don't know, they're just cozy, again, monstery romances. They're just kind of the vibe. They're quick reads and I just enjoy them. Next, we have Beasts of War. This is the last book in the Beasts of Prey series. I don't know what the series is actually called. I can't remember. This is the last book in it. I only own the first book. It's somewhere here. Actually, it should be here or here. It doesn't matter. I own the first book, but I don't own the second or the third. I borrowed them from Livy because I was trying to do better last year with buying books. Because obviously I have a problem. But yeah, so yeah. Also, by the way, these shelves, they're not going to stay like this. So I don't like it. I moved them all around because I was trying something new and I don't like it. I do like that they're still rainbow, but I don't like how I can't get to the other books. I tried to put like all this, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. None of this matters. Anyway, Beasts of War is great. This whole series is really great. I thoroughly enjoyed it and I'm a great book reviewer. Next book I actually have a physical copy of. All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. I did start this forever ago on a cruise. I had the ebook. And for some reason I put it down and then I just didn't get back to it. I think nonfiction is like that with me. I have to actually sit down and read it. One of the books that I just finished this past month took me years to finish because I will read like one chapter at a time. Memoirs are a little bit different. I kind of read them a little bit quicker, but for some reason I didn't want to finish that on the cruise because I was like flying through books a little too fast on that cruise and I wanted to fully enjoy this and not just inhale it. And I was glad that I waited to read it because I loved it. I loved it. This is one of the most banned books in the US, and I don't understand why. I say this every time I read one of the most banned books, because this book is just delightful. And some people don't understand that books like this will save lives, and I don't get why y'all don't want these books around. If you don't want your kid to read books, they're probably not reading books anyway. Let's be real. If you're coming at it with that mentality. But if you don't want your kids to read certain books, that's on you. Because young me would have liked books like this as a kid. So parent your own damn kids. And leave the rest of us alone. I'm not a kid, but you know what I mean. Next up we have Royal Holiday by Jasmine Gilroy. If you don't know, Jasmine Gilroy was one of my favorites of the year, like everything that I read by her last year, and this one is no exception. I thoroughly enjoy everything Jasmine Gilroy writes, and everything in this series has been great for me. Next we have Girls of Fate and Fury. This is the last book in the Girls of Paper and Fire series. Again, I don't know if that's what the series is actually called. I'm bad with the series names, especially when there's something different than any of the books are named. I thoroughly enjoyed this as well. I thought it was a good conclusion. I still think the first book, no, maybe the second book is my favorite. I don't know, but I thought this was a great conclusion. Actually, you know what? The conclusion might be my favorite, because the conclusion did make me cry, like a lot. And when a book does that, yeah, maybe the last one's my favorite. This series is great. Female romance. Lots of politics involved and stuff going down, and thoroughly enjoyed. Next we have 16 Souls. I love this book. So good. Like I said, I'm the best reviewer. This is by Rosie Talbot. This one, I don't have the sequel yet, but I want to get the sequel. This was a Rainbow Crate book, no shocker there, and I loved it. It's a YA book. I believe we have a trans rep. I can't remember. But it's just. It was just good. It was just so good. It reminded me of, if you like the Cassidy Blake series, which are a middle grade series. I don't own the first one, which is City of Bones is the, no, City of Ghosts? City of Ghosts is the first one. Bridge of Souls and Tunnel of Bones are the other two. I don't know what order, I can't remember. But if you like the Cassidy Blake series, that is a middle grade series. If you like that series, I think you'd like this, because this gave me similar vibes, but aged up, and with a bit more romance. But yeah, thoroughly just loved this. Next we have Acedia. I'm so bad at naming the titles of this series, but this is the something book in the Shades of Sin series. These are monster romance, like shadow monster romances, and I think this is supposed to be the last one, which I hope isn't true, but I'm pretty sure it is, but I hope I'm wrong. But yeah, these never miss. They never miss. I always enjoy them. This one has a blind rep as well, so if you're looking for a disability rep. Alarm is going off because my coworker has a roller derby match that I want to watch, so I'm gonna go silence that, finish this video up, and then watch her roller derby. Next we have Legend of the White Snake. I just bit my lip. This was a retelling. It's by Sherry Lee. This is a male romance. It's a YA male romance. This is what the original cover looks like. This is what the Rainbow Crate cover looks like. But I really loved this. I inhaled this one, like inhaled it. I think it was done in one sitting. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it took me 2 days. I think it was done in like Boom. Yeah. Yeah. Thoroughly enjoy. I also love, 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 love when people who have secrets, and necessarily should be enemies, or in theory should be enemies, but end up not being enemies. I don't know how to explain it. And this one was just yes. Just yes. Just yes. Just yes. I'm a great book reviewer. Just yes. Up next, we have Who'd Have Thought by G. Benson. This is just enemies to lovers, marriage of convenience. Sorry, I forgot to silence my alarm. Marriage of convenience, female romance. We have a bi character, a lesbian character, a gay side character. It was delightful. But you know what my favorite part is? I don't know if you can see. My favorite part is there is a huge fat grumpy cat. There's a huge fat grumpy cat. This is adult romance. Yeah. Fat grumpy kitty. But it was everything. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm telling you, Rainbow Crate does not miss. I think I have one book that I read in Rainbow Crate that I did not like. One. And I'm not even going to tell you what it is because I'm not about that negativity. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I don't care enough to talk about it. But there's only one. And it's still on my shelf somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, I do know where. I said in my yearly favorites, whatever, that I love a Count of Monte Cristo retelling. And I said this year I'm going to read Count of Monte Cristo because I haven't read it yet. Because I haven't. It's one of those things that you've seen so many adaptations, you already know the story of, you've read so many adaptations, you've seen so many, like, film adaptations that you're just kind of like, you've heard the story, you know the story, that you know it enough that you're like, do I have to read the classic? But it's at the point where I'm like, I'm reading the goddamn classic. I'm gonna read it this year. I don't care how long it takes me. It's also really intimidating because the book's like, pfft. Yeah. But anyway, I love A Count of Monte Cristo retelling. Did I mention that? For She Is Wrath. This is not the original cover. I'll try to remember to put the original cover here. This is Gender Bent retelling. Also, just perfect. Just perfect. Kind of want my partner to read it, but I'm gonna have to get a different copy of it if he reads it, because I'm not letting him touch this gorgeous edition. It's just too pretty. I love him, but I only love him so much. Up next, we have Chainsaw Man, volume, I don't remember, 17? 17. I've just been reading this whole series. We're at the point in the manga where it's getting a bit repetitive. And also we're at the point where there's so much space in between the issues getting released that I'm forgetting what's happening. Which usually, sometimes I can go years and to a decade to not reading the sequel of a book. We all know I hoard series. I've gotten better this new year, but there's a lot of past ones that I'm trying so bad to get back to. But for some reason, manga series, if there's such a big gap, my brain starts to like forget where the plot is. Because I just want to recap like just give me like a quick recap page. But yeah, it's getting to the point where it's a little bit repetitive, but I'm still enjoying myself. I also still think it should be called Chainsaw Boy because he's like a teenager. He's not a man. Let's be real here. But it's a fun series. It really is. I've been enjoying it. Up next, we have Immortal Dark. This is one of the few Owlcrates that the cover I don't like compared to the original cover. I actually really like the original cover to this series. Sorry, Owlcrate, but I do love them sprayed edges, but I think the other ones had sprayed edges too. I don't know. I do like those end pages. It is pretty. It is pretty. Yeah, vampires, Dark Academia. It was good. It was good. It was great. I loved it. The mystery behind the sister, and then I'm not even going to get into, like, this is one of those books that I can't really talk about because I feel like I'm going to spoil something for you, and that's bad. Just, if you like vampires, I'm the worst book reviewer of all time. I'm the worst. I should just not do these videos. What am I doing? Just read it. Just read it. It's good. It's got vampires. They suck the blood. It's got enemies to lovers too. Ooh. What the Woods Took by Courtney Gold. Gold? This was queer. This was spooky. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers vibes, man. And it was, I don't know if that's a spoiler, but it was, yeah, it was a vibe. It was a vibe. And I loved every second of it. Next we have The Marvelers. This was a buddy read with Kay Kelly and Shannon, and it was everything. It was everything. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I love this series. It is magical schools. It is just those like found family vibes of just like finding your people, your tribe. And we have like a whole dark underbelly things and stuff, and I loved it. Are you shocked that I loved it? I don't know. I don't know. Just read it, okay? Promise. I promise it's good. I loved it. I loved it. Read it. Last but definitely not least, we have Gilded by Marissa Meyer. I am going to say very little about this one as well. Not that that's a surprise, because I've said little about everything, but mostly because I just read the sequel like more recently, like in February. So now the whole story is like jumbled in my head. I think I remember where this one ends, but again, I don't want to spoil anything. But this is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, but make it dark and spooky, and also a bit of a romance. That is my wrap up. I'm done. That was a lot of energy and a lot of and I'm exhausted. It is a day. It is the day after Zelensky was just in the White House. So it's the day after that, and being an American is really fun. It's not embarrassing at all. Everything's great. Loving it here. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace. I'm out. Goodbye.